Welcome to Reddit Stories. Now, for those of you who are new here, I have spent my entire life navigating the unseen, from ghostly encounters to those deep, inner knowing sensations of a presence in the room. Paranormal has always been my normal. Now, as a starseed, I have always felt a connection to something beyond this terrestrial plane, even if the specific memories of those interactions remain just out of reach. Now, because of my history with the strange and the unexplained, I have become obsessed with these stories that defy logic. And today's account is a classic time slip from West Yorkshire. And as I look at stories like this one, I don't see a leap into the past. I believe that all of these eras are occurring at the same time. And to me, there is no such thing as linear time. The 1910s, the 1970s, and our current 2026 reality are all alive and running simultaneously, like different levels of a game that are being played at once. And we usually stay within our own frequency, but I believe that this world is dotted with invisible portals. Sometimes due to weather, location, or a person's own high vibration energy, those portals open. And when this family drove into that gray chill, they didn't travel back. They simply slipped through a doorway into a parallel broadcast that was always there. We aren't moving through time. We are just occasionally catching a glimpse of other rooms in the house. But without any further ado, let's begin.
I don't really know what to call this. A glitch? A time slip? Or just a bizarre coincidence? I'm from West Yorkshire, UK. This happened in 2010 when I was 15. But even now at 27, the memory is as vivid as if it happened yesterday. My mum, grandma, friend, and I had spent the day at a local coastal town. We'd been there dozens of times. It was a family tradition to visit 3 or 4 times a year. Ever since my mum was a child, we always took the same scenic route through the countryside rather than the motorway. We had our halfway houses, specific spots where we would grab a sandwich on the way there, and a soft drink on the way back. It was a ritual we loved. That day started perfectly, and the coastal air was refreshing. But everything changed on the drive home. We set off in the mid-afternoon to beat the traffic. About 10 minutes into the drive, the atmosphere shifted. The glorious warmth vanished, replaced by a grey overcast, an unnaturally cold chill. Then, my mum spoke the words you never want to hear a seasoned driver say. "I don't know where I am." We were confused. She'd driven this road for decades. She was adamant she hadn't turned off. Yet for 8 miles, none of us recognized a single landmark. There were no signs, no familiar houses, just endless empty fields. The road was deathly quiet. No cars passed us. The silence began to feel heavy, and my friend and I started to feel a rising sense of dread. Mum tried to stay calm. She said, "The next village we see will pull over, and I'll set up the navigation system." Keep in mind, in 2010, we didn't have Google Maps on our phones like we do now. 10 minutes later, a small cluster of buildings appeared. 2 semi-detached houses, a small farmhouse, an old-fashioned railway level crossing, and a pub. Relieved, we pulled into the pub's car park. It was empty. When we stepped inside, the air felt different. It was thick and still. The only patron was an old man in a rocking chair by a roaring fire. The moment we entered, he stopped rocking abruptly. He stared at us in what I can only describe as pure shock. He looked like he had stepped straight out of 1910. Brown, work trousers held up by braces, black boots, a cream shirt, and a flat cap. He didn't say a word. He just watched. At the bar, the landlady froze when she saw us. She looked baffled, almost frightened. When we asked for soft drinks, she stuttered through her response. When we tried to pay with our bank cards, she looked at the plastic as if it were an alien artifact. She eventually used a pencil and paper to laboriously add up the cost, and we paid in loose change just to end the awkwardness. Then, a little girl, maybe 7 or 8, ran down a narrow staircase. She was a picture of the past: white tights, brown brogues, a burgundy embroidered pinafore, and hair styled in perfect Victorian-style ringlets. She gasped when she saw us, looking between us and the landlady in total disbelief. We took our drinks outside to a wooden table, speaking in hushed, frantic voices. The silence of the village was wrong. No birds, no distant engines, no people. Just as we finished, a man in a van pulled up. He hopped out, grabbed a pickaxe and a spade, looked at us and remarked, "Oh, visitors," before disappearing into the pub. That was our cue. We scrambled back into the car and drove away as fast as we could. Within minutes, literally minutes, the grey mist vanished. The sun began to shine again, and we suddenly found ourselves on a road we recognized perfectly. It was like we had popped through a bubble back into the real world. We spent the rest of the journey trying to rationalize it, but we couldn't. To those people, we were the ghosts. We were the ones wearing impossible clothes and carrying magic plastic cards. 12 years later, we still talk about it. We still remember the shock on their faces. We didn't just take a wrong turn. I truly believe we drove right out of 2010 and into another time.
Reading these stories give me that familiar inner knowing, that tingle of energy that happens when you realize that someone has accidentally stepped behind the curtain of our 3D reality. And as someone who has dealt with spirits and high-strung energy my whole life, that gray chill, the shocking stares, all of that in this story feel incredibly authentic to me. And it sounds less like a wrong turn and more like a temporary alignment with a past frequency. But I want to hear from you guys. Has anyone ever felt the atmosphere just shift all of a sudden, where the air gets heavy and the world goes silent right before something weird happens? What about you guys over in Yorkshire, the locals over there? Is there anything specific, like a patch of countryside, that has always felt wrong or stuck to you? And what about my fellow Starseeds or Sensitives? Does this feel like a time slip to you, or could it be a localized glitch in the Matrix? If you guys have any stories you want to share with me, time slip, a glitch, or any paranormal encounter that you just can't explain, please share it in the comments. Feel free to send me an email as well. That will be linked in the bio. I'm looking for more accounts to feature in this series as we work together to uncover what's really happening in the shadows of our world. But don't forget to like, to follow, and stay tuned for the next deep dive into the unexplained. That's it for me. Jeanette out. Namaste.